Me and Nate with TimeRush.com. We just saw Star Trek in the Darkness, and let me just say, awesomeness. I'm going to warn you now. Last Iron Man 3 was spoiler
Mild
free.
spoilers. They're mild.
Dude, we don't care about this. This one's too awesome to let go. So if you don't want spoilers, stop now.
If you don't want to know anything that wasn't in the trailer, just turn this off or watch us after you actually watch it. But the movie was amazing.
Oh, the movie was epic amazing. I give it a full 5. I mean, like, just hands down. Visually, it was stunning. The audio was stunning. But with the downfall was what, lens flare? But that's
Abrams.
That's Abrams. So you can just
JJ loves doing that. So.
This time we're Kirk and the gang are fighting the new guy, James Morrison. Wait, they call him James Morrison first?
Sounds close enough.
Yeah, the guy James Morrison.
John
Morrison.
John Harrison.
John Harrison, yeah. Some shooting star press, whatever. As he's loading up, he's forging war against Starfleet. I mean, just right from the get-go, the first opening scene when they're trying to save the village in the volcano was beast.
Yeah, they're sticking to the Prime Directive. Don't mess with cultures that are below Starfleet, especially like ones that are just starting out. But the thing is, if they don't, what's going to happen is this giant volcano will end the world. So they're like, well, we got to move the people. So, Kirk grabs a scroll that's something special, takes it out in the woods, these weird red, pink woods, crazy looking, it's awesome, crazy looking. Takes it into the woods and then hides it, and then what was it? Spock was doing something with a
cold fusion core.
Yes.
And he detonated a cold fusion core, which notified the volcano.
Other stuff happened too, but
that's the
gist of it.
Bones and Kirk jump off a bridge.
Cliff? It was
a cliff.
Yeah. They jump off a cliff into the ocean, swim down to the
Enterprise, which is underwater because they don't want people to see them.
And that was the best thing they could do.
Yeah.
Then they realized that to get Spock back, they'd have to transport him in, and they needed line of sight, so they came up out of the ocean.
Which was a beast sequence, by the way.
It was awesome. I kind of regret not seeing this in 3D, but it still was awesome.
Yeah, we saw the 2D version, and it was still awesome.
But the theater's speakers and the projector were all really good, so, the clarity came through. Very happy with it. I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend this movie to any sci-fi fan, Star Trek fan, even Star Wars fan, because, frankly, I think we got a taste of what's to come with the Star Wars movies in terms of Abrams and his abilities with sci-fi. Good, established franchises.
This one, dude. This one, so far, it's running just like the original Star Trek movies. This time, we get spoiler. We deal with Khan, folks, and it's awesome how they introduce Khan, and how he's a major player. And how there's a certain faction in Starfleet who wants to start a war and militarize
with the Klingons.
Like Nate was telling me in the car, he was telling me that these Klingons make Worf looks like, what do you say, make Worf look like Urkel?
It does.
These guys were hardcore. So it was just the fight scenes. It was hand-to-hand combat scenes. They were brutal. They were fast-paced.
Khan is beast.
He wrecked house.
He destroyed 30 Klingons by himself.
Dueling a photon cannon in his right arm, and then a pistol, like a rifle, a little rifle in the other hand. This big old ship gun and a rifle, and he's destroying Klingon ships.
And then he aims it at the actual men and turns them into dust, bloody stumps. It's amazing. It reminded me of something with, you see an animated film with Master Chief where he's holding a machine gun in one hand and a Spartan laser in the other and just destroying everything. It's so good. You think, oh, that can't be, yeah, that's Khan. Crap. was Harrison at the time.
Yeah.
But it's the bad guy. Oh, and don't get me wrong, Khan is the bad guy. He is the ultimate evil. He cannot live. They should not let him live in any way, shape, or form. But here's the problem: they can't kill him. They tried.
At one point, Harrison killed Pike, and Kirk wanted to confront him. And Kirk's punching and kneeing him, and he's just like, "Oh, are you hitting me?" It's like, dude, Kirk was a dude, and like, he was a dude in the show. So him to be wailing on this guy, and this guy to be sitting there like it's nothing.
To be fair, he did get taken out by. Kirk got beat up by like 3-4 Klingons before he started pounding on him. But even then, even if he was at like 100%, he still couldn't kill him with his bare hands. It was insane.
Yeah, this was just.
Oh yeah, and Khan's finisher.
Oh,
he does like a skull crush. He goes.
Yeah.
They don't show him actually like crush a skull, but he crushes a skull.
Yeah,
you hear
crushes a skull. You hear it. Yeah. Everyone did a I think everyone did a pretty good job in it. But who stole the show was Carl Urban as Bones. He was hilarious. He every one-liner he had, he destroyed. Between him and Scotty,
it was so good.
They were just on point.
Great movie. Go see it if you got the time. Like if you say
go see it, make time to go see this movie. This one's one of the ones you gotta make time to go see.
Yeah, if you're gonna go see a movie this weekend, go see Star Trek 2.
No doubt, because it was awesome. I enjoyed it. Sulu had a great moment in the sun.
Sulu, man. Was it Bones looks at him and says, "Remind me never to make you mad."
Yeah. He told him, he goes, "I will don't." He goes, "Don't." He said, "I have like 72 missiles, photon torpedoes chained down on you." He goes, "Don't test me. I will fire."
He says, "I will obliterate you."
And then he ends the conversation. It was just peace. Like, oh, look at Super holding it down.
And this really is where, like, Kirk has been on a winning streak, and now he's not.
Yeah.
And Into Darkness, can talk about several different things. It could be, the dark side of advancing technology. It could be the darkness of vengeance.
Yeah. Because for a while, Kirk was straight up, "I want to kill this dude." And it wasn't until he got down to the planet where he was like, they were on their way to the planet, he was like, "We're going to arrest him instead." He was still just dropping his torpedoes and then moving on with his life.
Which, was on a Klingon homeworld.
Which would have ignited a war with the Klingons.
Which is exactly what was the guy's name?
Admiral Marqees.
Marqees.
Played by RoboCop himself, Peter Weller.
And apparently RoboCop lives after all the crap he went through and becomes...
They clone him. They clone Alex Murphy and he takes a new identity and he becomes the Admiral of Starfleet. He builds this bomb brigade dreadnought, and he wants to blow stuff up.
Twice as fast as the Enterprise, or twice the size of the Enterprise.
3 times as fast.
3 times the speed. Also, it's less crew.
Less crew, yeah.
The Enterprise, because the way it was made, it's a machine of death.
It was like, I want to say, it looked close more to Enterprise E from First Contact.
It was pretty
boss. It was
like a stealth Enterprise. It was really weird because it's painted black.
And it was custom built for war. It wasn't like for exploration or, it was a war. It was war machine. It was to blow stuff up.
And we get the new character with Alice Eve, who I think she's a great actress.
Dr. Marqees. Yeah. We'll see how long she survives.
Because now they have 2 science officers, one specializing in weaponry.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool to add a character. I mean, because the history has changed now, so they could, I can see adding a new crewmate to alleviate, add another chick.
Yeah.
Move on to.
Well, she's probably going to become Kirk's love interest, but then I can see like Bones.
His on again, off again love interest, because she had a thing with Bones too. They were
connecting.
They were connecting.
A little chemistry. Because Bones is killing it. Everyone wants to go with Bones now. He's great.
Bones is awesome. I'm sorry, Urban stole this show, man. He from opening. He was just like, "That's not right, Jim. You stole that ride." I mean, it was just a really good movie. Like I said, I give it 5.
I go to 5 also. This is obviously just, right after the movie. We're gonna let it sink in and then do either a written or video review.
But right now, from the movie high, our fanboy high,
oh yeah,
we're definitely giving it 5. And that's saying a lot because we gave Iron Man a 4.
Because it had some faults, but
Oh,
it is
it had some
still
faults.
better than Dark Knight Rises. I say it. Well, if you once you start watching it again, I couldn't finish Dark Knight Rises again, but I could finish Iron Man 3 again. You know what I mean? I could watch it again. But really, I wish, I want to see it in 3D, so I'm definitely going to go, not see it in theaters again, but I'll try to acquire a 3D copy eventually. And this movie is gorgeous. If you are a connoisseur of, visual effects, unique art styles, just pretty stuff.
If he's not up for an Oscar this year for visual effects, and
that movie, yes.
They've got to be up there this year because it was gorgeous. It was just high definition goodness.
Yeah, there's only one time where I said, it doesn't really look beautiful.
It doesn't look like it should. Yeah.
Well, no, it was what was it when they land that little spaceship on Kronos, and Uhura is right there, and the door's already open, and the difference in lighting, I felt like there was just something wrong there. It was too clean.
It was. I mean, the whole Spock Uhura relationship was great. They had a fight. They were fighting, and it was awesome. And Kirk was like, "You guys are fighting? How's that possible? How's that work?"
So good.
And you got to see how, since from the last movie, they've totally merged as a crew. And they've become way more of a family.
And really, this is the story of how Kirk gets his humility.
Yeah.
It really is, because he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's banging cat alien chicks 2 at a time.
He wasn't. Pike told him he wasn't feeling he doesn't understand the responsibility of the chair. And after Pike died and doing all this, he finally understood to the point where he was just like, "I'll give my life. Don't kill my crew. I'll take full responsibility for him." So I mean, it was Kirk's growing up period. His
And don't forget the breathtaking moment where was it Khan and Kirk, yes, the bad guy and the good guy, get jettisoned from what was it, the Enterprise?
From the Enterprise into the Dreadnought ship, and they were flying in there, and it was crazy. They were going full 0G speed and flipping and stuff.
It looked like something out of a video game.
And then Kirk broke his visor broke.
It's starting to shatter, or it's starting to really break, and it's what do you call that when you hit glass and it starts cracking?
I don't know, man.
But
yeah,
it was getting much worse as the time went on. So you didn't have a lot of time, and they made it, of course, just in the nick of time. And Scotty was great.
Yeah, Scotty opened the door and he was like, "Oh, welcome aboard." And
what's his name? I forget his name. What's his name?
What?
The guy that played Scotty.
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg. He was outstanding in this. I want to see more of this universe, and let's talk about where it's going.
So this was kind of this was in a movie franchise. This was 2. This was the Wrath of Khan, right?
Yeah.
This is the Wrath of Khan.
More or less.
They didn't, instead of
Well, instead of it taking place after they've had all these great adventures,
it takes place before the great adventures. Now, at the end of it, they're just going on their 5-year mission in space, so that's gonna be a big deal. Heading off the 5-year mission in space and going off to do those things. And
I know you for a fact had chills. Well, I'm guessing when he started saying, what was it? He started doing the oath.
Yeah, when he started doing the Captain's Oath, I was sorry, I had a fanboy chills. I was quoting his face, like "Find the frontier." These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. I was like, yes.
Goes through the whole mantra, and what was it, Bones? He said, 5-year mission. What did he say?
He was like, how am I gonna do it? I mean,
I'm gonna make it through this.
I'm gonna make it through this. He was like, and then
Damn it, Bones.
they were just awesome. And like him and Spock really got to become friends in this one. Like, well, they were becoming like, I mean, they solidified they are friends now.
And also, it wasn't just the same away team every single time. You know what I mean? They kept changing it up little by little.
Yeah, like he like at one point he was okay. Horror, you come with me. Okay, no, this time it's someone else. It was like the same. It wasn't the 4 main characters. Every one of the original Star Trek characters had a unique calling. Chekhov had to replace Chekhov replaced Scotty in engineering because Scotty resigned
for a little bit.
So you didn't see Chekhov because he was running engineering. Sulu got a big jump up because he got to take the con for the first time,
which was awesome.
He owned that. And they even referenced to Captain Sulu to the future of the Star Trek franchise. He was like, I like the sound of that. Captain, I like the sound of Captain Sulu. Was like, ah.
Oh, and don't forget the trebles.
Yes, the trebles.
The trouble with tribbles.
Yeah, they only had one. There was only one.
Thank goodness.
But they referenced them, and it was cool. And it was kind of a good plot point. It was just awesome. And where this franchise is going, it can they can pull easily 3 more movies out for the 5-year.
If these guys age well enough, we're good for the next decade.
Yeah.
For great Star Trek films.
And just they rock it. They're a good mesh. This gets me excited for a TNG, the Next Generation reboot.
I think in the future, I mean, we're gonna be 50 by the time it happens. I think in the future we're gonna have it. You know what I mean? It might be 10 years, might be 15.
It'd be. Now, saying casting the original cast was hard. Casting the Next Generation cast is way harder because if you're a fanboy of the original cast, they're fanboys for the Next Generation cast.
Oh yeah,
fanboys.
Well, that's how I grew up. Yeah,
I grew up with Next Generation.
The movie Generations.
Yeah,
that was actually so exciting. So.
I mean, I grew up with Next Generation. I remember when Picard became the cutest aboard. So yeah, that was some. And again, I'm looking forward to where the future of this franchise is going, and where J.J. Abrams is now going to take Star Wars.
I can't wait because, all right, I'm going to bring this up, and we'll talk about some more probably on the podcast. But there's Justin, a friend of the show, brought up, there's this thing going around on the internet that there's a difference between fantasy and science fiction. Science fiction, usually the fixes come from someone inventing something or some sort of scientific marvel that saves the day. I fixed the field, the photon torpedo can now pass through this easier. Okay. In this situation, in fantasy, it's usually there's a knight taking down a bad guy or killing a dragon or more brute force.
This was the perfect blend of both.
It really had both because it stayed in the science fiction realm where there were situations where sci-fi was needed to correct things, and then it also went into that other genre.
The guy might gave his life was willing to give his life for his friends and for his crew to complete and even and still had to go out and complete a mission.
And the straight up action, just the fisticuffs,
This movie was even marinating on it right now. It was still just wow. I'll go see it again right now. I mean, that's how
I'd probably watch it again right now. Yeah. That's the sad thing. I don't normally do that, but it was so long and so good.
It was about 2 hours and 12 minutes, and I thought it was an hour and a half.
It really zips by quickly.
It was. I was like, because I didn't even look at my watch. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't turn my phone on. I just sat there and I was engrossed.
It's a great film.
It's a great film. Definitely go check it out. So all we can say about it, man.
So for timeless.com, I'm Nathan.
I'm Marquise.
We're out.
Peace out.